Pacific Rim Uprising was a sequel that I was actually looking forward to seeing. I have really enjoyed the first Pacific Rim, and it's slightly underrated in my opinion, though it may just seem like a summer flick with giant monsters fighting giant robots. In the hands of Guillermo del Toro, a very recycled and simple story ends up being very entertaining. This time around with Uprising though, I got more of a movie that I was expecting the first one to be. It has a really quickly moving narrative, and unfortunately ended up being more flash over substance. If you're going to this film for pure popcorn, fun, and entertainment, you're going to be satisfied. There's plenty of action sequences that are very entertaining, but I will say that there wasn't anything that really wowed me from these sequences. One thing that I really remember from the first film is the scene where Gypsy Danger uses a gigantic cargo ship as a sword. That's something that really stuck with me, and there's nothing that was like that in this film. I felt that was kind of missing from this. And also the visual effects are done pretty well. They do end up selling the size of the Jaegers and the Kaiju pretty well, but they do take some artistic freedoms and have the Jaegers move a bit faster just for pure entertainment value. And I will say that the last film sold the size of these creations so very well by shooting them from low angles and having them move extremely slow, and just got a really great sense from how just heavy and massive the Jaegers are, and they didn't do that as well in this film. One thing that this film does have over its predecessor is John Boyega. He is so charismatic and likable, and that's not because I'm a huge Star Wars fan and I love him in the Star Wars franchise. I've liked him in everything that I've seen him in. The only problem is in this film is the material he's given. To me, the writing just felt very hollow, and that's really apparent in the storyline with the Jaeger cadets. There's so little time spent with them that I didn't care where they ended up by the end of the film, and I really would much rather them either scrap this storyline or spend more time focusing on John Boyega's character, because that was a storyline that I was really most interested in and cared about the most. But I think what really killed this film for me was its pacing. It was just so painful at times, especially in the first two acts. You're just never given any time to breathe, because one thing would happen, they're just as quick to move on to the next thing. And I think that's because of the running time in this film and the fact that they're trying to do so much in a movie that's less than 2 hours long. There were just so many storylines and subplots and characters to pay attention to that runtime of under 2 hours just really hurt this film. But if you can get through the first two acts, the third act is where the movie starts to really come to life, in my opinion. The stakes start to get raised and all the stories start to come together in one singular objective. And the movie just ends up becoming something that I was fully expecting it to be. The only thing is that this entire film feels really commercial, in my opinion. And for some people, that might be a good thing. I mean, that's why a lot of people end up seeing all the Transformers movies, and that's fine for those people. What I think the first film did much better than this one was that it got me to care about the characters a bit more, and coming out of Uprising, I ended up being pretty disappointed, and that's such a shame because I was really hoping that this was me a sequel that was a really good follow-up to a very good first film. So if all you're looking to get out of this film is monsters and robots throwing each other through buildings, you can have a good time with it. For me, John Boyega had the best performance, and the action did its job by keeping me entertained for the most part. But if you were hoping for a little more than that, you're gonna be let down. So I'm giving Pacific Rim Uprising 2 out of 5 stars. So now, of course, it's your turn. If you saw Pacific Rim Uprising, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like and share it. And to stay up to date on all the videos going up on this channel, give the subscribe button a click. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.